the Shadow Rising. Basically, the Shadow, the Dark One, is getting a little more rambunctious. He's really trying to break out of his prison. So part of what happens is the cast finally breaks up, like for good. Perrin, in the beginning of the book, says, "Hey, Rand, you're my dude. I love you, bro. You're a cool fucking guy. You're my childhood friend, but I need to go back home. I'm not a hero. I'm not made for any of this. I want to go home and be a blacksmith. I just can't fucking do this anymore. This quote hero life is gonna fucking kill me. It's driving me crazy." So he leaves, and Fail, because she's kind of fucking annoying at this point, she goes, "Well, I'm gonna go with you." And what I love about these two is they are both so strong-headed. They're so stubborn that like it's so obvious that they love the shit out of each other. Like it's so obvious, and that's kind of what I was talking about with like the quote thing. Is like in a lot of like quote mature writing, and a lot of like quote adult reading, characters don't act like this, right? But again, he perfectly captures what it's like to be young and in love, but being so stubborn you don't want to fucking admit it. If you can't relate to that, then I pity you, legitimately. Like if you've never been in that kind of situation, like I'm sorry, bro, but it's something else entirely. So perfectly captures the frenemies to lovers, where it's like, "Oh, I'm going back to the Two Rivers because I don't want to be here anymore," and he, right, stubbornly is like, "Hey, Fail, you're gonna stay here because I don't want you coming with me because it's dangerous." Right, and meanwhile, it's just because he doesn't want her in any danger, which is true, but also it's because he's like just confused. He's like, "I don't know, I just." And Fail does this. "Okay, yeah, sure, no problem," and then goes to also Loyal has been here this whole time, by the way. Um, Loyal's fun, but he doesn't actually do anything for any of the story until we're going to talk about that later, because it's one of my biggest Sanderson beefs, and if I ever meet Sanderson, I'm going to press him about this really hard. But we'll talk about that later, much later. She goes to Loyal because Loyal, the Ogier, is the only one that knows how to operate the Waygates because they were built by them. So she goes to Loyal and says, "Hey, Loyal, will you take me into a Waygate whenever I ask? I just want to see it." And he says, "Well, of course," because Loyal's a chill guy, right? He's everybody's best friend. And he says, yeah, sure." And then, of course, Perrin comes in like 10 minutes later and he goes, "Hey, Loyal, I want to go into a Waygate to go back home to the Two Rivers." And Loyal's like, yeah, sure. And then Fail says, "Me first. Remember when you promised me you would take me whenever? Yeah, that's right now. Before we do anything with Perrin." So Loyal's kind of stuck in this fucking trap, right? Where Ogier always keep their word. They always keep their word, and they never back out. They always stick to what they promised. So he's in this really tough spot where he's like, "Look, Fail, you tricked me. You tricked me. You knew what was going on, but I promised you." So he has to talk to Perrin and be like, "Look, man. Look, I promised her. What the fuck do you want me to do, bro? What do you want me to do? Just suck up your pride and just, why don't you guys just both come with me?" And of course, Perrin, because he's stubborn and madly in love with this girl, right? He's not thinking straight. He's just like, "Oh fuck, man, I'm not admitting I was wrong. I'm not doing anything. Where are you guys even going?" And she goes, "I'm going to the Two Rivers." So literally exactly where he wants to go. So it's just like this super frenemies thing, and I love it so much. And again, Fail's another one of those characters that the fandom hates, right? They're like, "Why is she so fucking annoying?" And it's like, dude, it's called character growth. Fucking get with it, bro. Get with the fucking program. People grow. People change, dude. Deal with it. So basically, they go to the Two Rivers, and I'm kind of just going to go arc by arc. I realized. Sorry, I turned my heater back on. I realized last book that this is the best way to do it, is to go arc by arc. So they go back to the Two Rivers, and Perrin, thinking that he was going to come out of this Waygate and just be like, hey, I'm home. Time to be a blacksmith. Also, he brought some Aiel friends with him, who are, by definition, like B characters. Like, they're not, like, critical. Like, if they died right now, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. But they are some of my favorite characters. I'm not even going to bother naming them. I just want you guys to know that they are there. So if I mention Gaul is like the main Aiel guy with him. Just that's who he is. So they all go through the ways, and then they pop out in the Two Rivers, and it turns out things have kind of fallen off in the Two Rivers. We've got fucking Darkspawn here. We've got fucking like Trollocs and Murdral. Let me show you guys what a Murdral looks like. Very scary. Very not good. Kind of Robert Jordan's take on the Nazgul, kind of obviously, right? Very creepy. Very, very creepy. That's a Murdral. So Murdral usually are the ones who lead like groups of Trollocs. There we go. So so Murdral, Trollocs all over the woods around his childhood home. So, and on top of that, there is now a White Cloak occupation force around here, kind of laying siege to the whole like county. And fun fact, they're looking for him. Now, backtrack a little bit. During the first book, Perrin killed 2 White Cloaks, defending his wolf friends. So, and he now has golden eyes because he's part wolf and his body is starting to resemble that. So he's got golden like wolf eyes. That kind of is important for the rest of the book. But he sees like a wolf, he can smell like a wolf, blah 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 blah. He's got all the instincts of a wolf. So he goes to town, and yeah, the White Cloaks are in the area, Trollocs are in the area. It's all bad, right? The White Cloaks are there like, oh yeah, we're just here to protect you. But also, if you see this guy Perrin with golden eyes, yeah, you fucking tell us right now, because he killed 2 White Cloaks. He's a criminal. So Perrin gets there, and turns out, oh, they killed your whole family. The White Cloaks killed your whole family. Our bad, bro. So, you know, oof. So Perrin basically, thinking he was going to come here and be a blacksmith again, well, now he's thrust into the position of, well, now I have to protect my people. I have to defend them. I have to lead them. Now, this is the beginning of the end for Perrin's story. Now, let me clarify what I mean. This book is fantastic, the way that he does Perrin. It's a high point for Perrin. It's a high point to which he basically never reaches again with this character. Now, Perrin's always doing shit for the rest of the series, but not like this. Not like this. Not this good. This book, well, we'll get to it. Long story short, he assembles everyone, all the towns, and they lead like the resistance against the Trollocs and the White Cloaks, and it is phenomenal. Jumping arcs real quick. Matt doesn't really do anything for the majority of this book. He's just kind of tied to Rand's hip. So Rand, Matt, Egwene. Egwene decides to stay, right? Now, like I said, I'm leaving out a lot of shit because I really don't want to spoil things if I don't have to. But for reasons I'm not going to get into, Egwene goes with. Meanwhile, Nynaeve and Elaine, who I did not bring up until now, but now she's important. Now, Elaine has been in every book since, but she has only just now become like a critical character, right? So, oh, that's not Elaine. Elaine is much prettier than that. This is Elaine. Again, I fucking hate this art style. Just look at her. She looks like she just looks weird. I don't know. She looks too old because she's like 18. So Elaine is the princess, the heir to the throne of Andor, which is the biggest kingdom in it's kind of like pseudo England. That's kind of what he was going for with Andor. So she's basically the princess. She's going to be the queen next. And she's also training to be an Aes Sedai. And she's actually also really powerful. She's really good at it. Also, she's madly in love with Rand. And they did some smooching in between the third and the fourth book. So that's cool. That's pretty much it. But she goes with Nynaeve to another place called Tanchico. I'm not going to get too much into this arc. Now, when I first read this book, I did not actually like this book that much because of this arc specifically. Now, most of the reason I didn't like it was because I felt like it dragged on too long, but upon my second read through, it didn't really take that long. Also, I couldn't remember the names of all the fucking characters, which I guess I can't really be blamed for. But so I was like, wait, who the fuck is this? Who are they talking to right now? I feel like I should know this character because they're from the second book. So they sounded familiar, but I couldn't really pin a name on them. So they go, and I'm not going to get too into it, but they get caught up in this crazy crack brain scheme. The White Cloaks are going to overthrow the crown of this kingdom, and they get involved in some shenanigans. So pretty good, actually. It's actually really good. On the second read through, it was really good. The first one, I was really confused because I think I just forgot who the fuck these people were. The highlight of this whole arc is that Nynaeve. So a thing about Nynaeve, she can channel. She's also potentially one of the strongest magic users in the entire world. However, she cannot channel unless she is very angry. She has what's called a block on her powers. Because she did not learn how to use them properly because she didn't want to admit that she had them, because it's kind of a taboo thing if you're not an Aes Sedai to use the power. So Nynaeve gets angry and she goes toe to toe with one of the Forsaken in a really cool fucking fight. And they also kind of have a clandestine meeting with some heroes of the Horn in the dream world. Also, this book introduces officially Tal Amriad by name, which is, like I said, the dream world. It's like the world that connects all the other worlds. Very center of the universe type shit. Really cool shit. But can you say that slowly for the chat? Oh, Talayam Riyadh. That's how it's pronounced. I don't really know how to fucking spell it. It's kind of fucking crazy, not gonna lie. Basically. Cool arc for them, and they find in this city something called a seal. And it is a seal to the Dark One's prison, forged 3,000 years ago. That's all you need to know about those for now. But there's only 7 of them. Okay, so, and then the main course of this dish, right? The main dish of this meal, whatever the fuck you want to say, right? Rand. They go to the desert because Rand has been reading a lot of books. Now that he knows he's the Dragon Reborn, he knows that there's shit that he has to do. But he does not trust Moraine. Moraine has been in his ear constantly for the last couple of books now, telling him what he has to do, telling him what he shouldn't do, and he's fucking sick of it. right? He wants to do his own shit, and he's tired of people telling him what to do. He doesn't want to be used. He doesn't want to be a tool, a puppet, or whatever. So he's been reading a lot of books. Now, so he basically tells Moraine, "Hey, shut the fuck up. Don't tell me what to do. I'm gonna go to the desert, and I'm gonna go talk to the Aiel. I'm gonna go see what's up with these guys." And basically, Moraine's like, "You fucking stupid kid. Why are you doing that? Huh? You should be uniting all the nations over here to fight the Dark One. What the fuck is your problem?" And basically, yeah, same thing. He says, "Shut up. I'm the Dragon Reborn, bitch. You do what I say. So fuck off." So they go to the desert. They use a portal stone. Now, we've already started to creep into fast travel territory, but not entirely. So he manages to fast travel there. There is this city in the wasteland. Now, I know what you're thinking, but Sarge, I thought you said that the Aiel were a nomadic people. You're right. I did say that. They are nomadic people. This city is uninhabited. It is ruined. It is destroyed. It's called Rhuidean. Now, well, that is, oh god, Rhuidean or Rhuidean, depends on how you want to say it. I heard both in the audiobook, so I don't know. Now, Rhuidean, I'm not going to pull up a picture of it because it actually is most likely going to contain spoilers, because it's kind of a complex thing. But Rhuidean is the only city in the waste, and it is a destroyed fucking mess. It'll be big spoiler territory, like big spoiler territory. So, so they go to the waste, and basically they meet with the wise ones. Now, the wise ones, it is revealed, right? The wise ones are the wise women of the Aiel clans. The wise women can just, at a whim, enter the dream world, and they can, in a soft sense, see the future, kind of fortune teller shit. And they knew that they were going to show up on this day at this time, and sure enough, they did. So basically, they tell Rand, "Hey, if you want, you can enter Rhuidean." Rhuidean is where they send their clan chiefs to go see if they're worthy of being a clan chief, basically. And that's also where they send their wise women to basically teach them all their shit that they need to know. So, again, not going to get too into that, but it's a big concept for the Aiel. So they go into Rhuidean, and so does Aviendha. Turns out Aviendha is supposed to be a wise woman in training. She, however, is very reluctant to give up her spear. She is what is called a Farder Esmai, which is Maiden of the Spear. Badass woman fighter, super proud, part of like just elite warrior culture. Very cool. Think Desert Spartans. Really fun, but all girls, by the way. So they go into Rhuidean, and Rand and Mat go into Rhuidean together. Rand is shown. Now, this specific stuff, I'm going to give a spoiler alert, but it's going to be quick, I promise. Okay. Spoiler time, everybody. Rand is shown the past of the Aiel, generation by generation of his own bloodline. So, when he goes back, it turns out that the Aiel, the proud warrior race, they used to be a peaceful people. Now, if you look at this cover art here, it's like a covered wagon. So there's these people called the Tuatha'an, which are basically, I know this word is kind of taboo now, but gypsies. They're fucking gypsies, right? They're just pacifists who roam around the world. Turns out the original Aiel back in the day were they were part of these people, and they gave up their ways of peace in order to defend themselves. Well, that was their big fuck up, because they had promised that was they had promised the Aes Sedai that they would not, right? So that was their big sin, was giving up their way of peace and becoming warlike and whatnot. So that's why they're kind of banished into the wasteland the way that they are. Now, imagine aliens came down to Earth and just told us, hey, everything you believe about your society, it's wrong. Literally everything. Doesn't matter who you are in society, it's wrong. This is like, imagine if aliens came down and were like, hey, the pyramids, we actually built those. Also, we breeded with monkeys, and that's how you came to be. That's basically the magnitude of what he discovered. And it turns out that Rhuideon is the ruins of a city built back then. And this is the big spoiler territory. When I say back then, I mean today, like in our world, like 2020, right? Like skyscraper. Rhuideon has skyscrapers of glass. And obviously these characters don't know what the fuck they're looking at, but we do, right? He doesn't say skyscraper. He just, the way he describes them, it's very obvious what he's talking about. So that's the big fucking spoiler, is that it turns out the world used to be very different. A lot of technology that's incomprehensible to them. And the Aiel used to be a peaceful people, and they have been persecuted over the last 3,000 years and driven into this land. And instead of being a proud warrior society the entire time, they were little better than beggar refugees for a lot of that. So we're going to go back to spoiler alert off. Hey, we're back. So they go into Rhuideon. They find out some cool stuff. So Matt. Now, Matt has an entirely different experience. I am not going to spoil it because it is way too fucking cool. But basically, he regains all the memories of his past lives. All of them. And it turns out, in every lifetime, Matt has been like a general or some form of like leader in the military. So he's like tactician genius now. Like suddenly gets beamed with like memories of lifetimes of war and fighting and battle. Very upsetting to him. So now I'm leaving out a lot of shit that happened because it would be way too much to go over. But it would literally take me like a fucking hour to go over it all, so I'm not going to do that until much later. So they leave Rhuideon, and Rand, when he comes out, I'm gonna find one. There it is. Oh, that's actually really good. So Rand, when he comes out, such a silly looking picture. When he comes out, he's got these shimmering dragon like scales on his arms. Now, all the clan chiefs of the Aiel, when they go in, they come out with one. And part of their prophecy is that when he comes out with two, that man is the Karakarn. That's the long and short of this entire fucking book. So that's how that goes. So basically, he comes out, he's the Karakarn, right? Not like officially, but it's like all the wise ones are sold. They're like, oh, yep, this guy's the real deal. All right, cool. Now, one of the clans is not happy about this, the Shaido. They don't like that, so they leave. They say, fuck this guy, we're out. Now, fast forward a bit to like the end of the fucking book. Rand has no choice but to basically reveal to the Aiel everything he learned in Rhuideon, right? All that bad stuff. He has no choice but to just tell them flat out what he learned. And of course, it freaks. It's literally, like I said, like the aliens coming down to Earth situation. We're like, how do you even reconcile with that? So that's how that goes. And that's basically the end of that book. Now, This book is really hard hitting, really cool, a lot of great shit. But let me tell you about the scene that pushes this from amazing to perfect. Let's go back to Perrin. Now, Perrin goes to the Two Rivers. We talked about all this. Now, we all remember in Lord of the Rings the Battle of Helm's Deep, right? Mankind's last stand, well, Rohan's last stand against the indomitable hordes of Saruman, right? And how bleak and depressing it was. Now, that's the movie I'm talking about. In the book, it's kind of like a footnote. The Battle of Helm's Deep in the book actually kind of fucking sucks. I'm not gonna lie. Point is, right? The scale is very large, and it's meant to feel so. In this book, when Perrin has to make his final stand, right? Now, I'm torn whether or not I want to add the spoiler warning to this, but it's kind of critical for the rest of the story that I talk about this. So, he basically, the stakes of this battle are pretty small, right? It's just some little fucking pissant farm town in the middle of nowhere, in a part of the world renowned for nothing more than, oh, don't they make good tobacco there? And don't you have like sheep or something, right? This little fucking town nobody gives a shit about, right? So like somewhere in Iowa or Nebraska, right? Where like it's just some fucking town nobody cares about, and it's about to get wiped off the fucking map. And no one outside of here is going to give a shit. But to this character, that is everything. Literally everything. And we finally get the payoff, the 2-book payoff to Faile and Perrin's frenemyship, right? They finally have, they just finally duke it out emotionally, right? They duke it out, and they finally come out and say it, right? And it's so good, and they get fucking married, like right there, right on the fucking spot. They get fucking married. And now I'm not going to get into like the specifics of the battle and all that shit, but basically the final battle for this town, Emond's Field, is so fucking good. It stirred me in ways that literally no part in the Lord of the Rings ever did. Ever. Even the part where Frodo is laying on Mount Doom after fucking destroying the ring, fucking Aragorn charging the Black Gates, none of it even came close to this fucking battle. And like I said, this battle in scale is really small and kind of fucking insignificant to most of the world. No one gives a shit about this armpit of the fucking continent. Nobody cares. But like I said, to these characters, it's all or nothing. There is no losing this battle, or else they all die. And there's a kind of predictable twist ending to it that is, even though it's predictable, it is so good, and it almost brought me to tears. So for that reason alone, and the fact that the rest of this book is really fucking good, The Shadow Rising, perfect. Just perfect. Like, I can't express how much this book is so fucking good. Now, I will say I don't know if I can tell you if Shadow Rising or The Great Hunt is better than the other one, but they are both so fucking good. Just so fucking good. But yeah, Shadow Rising was kind of a weird one, where the first time I read it, I was like, you know, that one arc with the girls I didn't really care about, but you know, that other part was really good. And then the second time I read it, I was like, I actually really liked the part with the girls. It was really fun. This one starts to get into like the deeper metaphysical stuff that is also really interesting, that before this we never really explored. So yeah, I really great entry into the series. And also it still is like a self-contained story, right? We get like self-contained arcs for all the characters, but it's way more overt in setting up the next book and the rest of the series, right? It sets a precedent for the scale at what's supposed to happen.